morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Let me begin by introducing some of the folks with us today. With me again is our Director of Emergency Management, Rob Larkin, along with our Director of Streets and Roads, Rob Allen. And Fire Chief Jason Wells is here, along with Assistant Chief Sam Murdoch, who is representing the Lexington Police Department. Commissioner of Housing Advocacy and Community Development, Charlie Lanter, Sheriff Kathy Witt, with the Fayette County Public Schools, our Director of Transportation, Darren Morris. They're all with us. We also are joined in the audience with Commissioner of Public Safety, Ken Armstrong, Commissioner of Environmental Quality and Public Works, Nancy Albright, and our Commissioner of General Services, I believe, is here, Chris Ford. And we thank you all for coming and for being here. So while the snow and ice have officially moved out of the bluegrass, city crews are still hard at work, and it is still all hands on deck. As we continue to battle an extended period of dangerously cold temperatures, our road crews have made significant progress and are still plowing full steam ahead. The city's state of emergency expired at 8 a.m. this morning. However, crews are working hard to return Lexington to normal operations as safely and quickly as possible. If you've been out, you know there's ice. And the city has never had the capacity to treat every single road in Lexington. I think there are about between 12 and 1,400 lane miles here in Fayette County, but we do focus on the roads with most traffic and those that serve hospitals and schools in particular. And if able, depending on the type of storm, we get into the neighborhoods. Main roads are in much better condition right now, and the crews are actively working to get into the neighborhoods, busy intersections, and the school routes as we speak. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is providing additional assistance for Fayette County, moving trucks in from counties that received less snow and ice than Fayette. We are grateful for these resources, which are supporting our response efforts both here in Lexington and across Kentucky Transportation District 7, much of central Kentucky, helping the crews expand coverage and maintain priority routes. Now, our Division of Waste Management will collect garbage tomorrow, Thursday, January 29th. The crews will run normal Thursday routes. The city will not collect recyclables tomorrow or yard waste. Either of those we will not collect this week. Before we get updates from our team of experts, I do want to thank people here in Fayette County. People prepared early, they stayed home, they stayed safe, they stayed off the roads when we needed them to. So thank you very much. I've heard many great stories about neighbors checking on neighbors, especially the elderly, and stepping up to help each other do the right thing. It's been really heartwarming. By staying off the roads during the most challenging days of the storm, our road crews, police officers, firefighters, all essential personnel have been able to do their jobs more safely and effectively, and it has certainly been a team effort. Now, with the expiration of the state of emergency, the Emergency Operations Center will cease 24-hour operations, but will continue to monitor conditions and take calls as response efforts continue. Let's hear first from Emergency Management Director Rob Larkin. He has had a very busy few days, like many of us, and we want to hear the latest. Rob, welcome to the podium. You're right behind me.
Thank you, Mayor. During Winter Storm Fern, Lexington received around 4.5 inches of snow and a 1/4 inch of ice. Recovery and cleanup efforts will continue for days to come. For the past 96 hours, or Rob, 4 days, emergency management staff, community partners, and responding agencies have provided 24-hour coverage in our Emergency Operations Center. And thanks to their tireless commitment to the residents of Lexington, we coordinated responses to 41 significant calls. Our friends at LexCall 311 from 1 p.m. Saturday to 9 a.m. today provided residents information to about 1,844 callers. We want to extend special thanks to our local partners and responders who join us in the EOC, dedicated professionals from the Lexington Fire Department, the Lexington Police Department, Enhanced 911, Streets and Roads. We also further coordinated with Division of Corrections, Division of Code Enforcement, Department of Housing Advocacy and Community Development, Division of Community and Resident Services, University of Kentucky Emergency Management with all of our local hospitals, Kentucky Emergency Management, the Kentucky National Guard, and Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Area 7, as well as others. So if I left you out, I apologize. It's been a while and I'm kind of running on a lot of caffeine right now. All these worked around the clock to continue to help Lexington. We would also like to thank especially Fayette County Sheriff Kathy Witt, her deputies, and their winter care program. Thank you, ma'am. While the precipitation has stopped, Lexington still faces dangers of very cold temperatures and wind chills. Temperatures will not reach above freezing throughout this week or the weekend. In fact, we have some colder days and nights ahead. Limit time outside and wear several layers, warm layers, if you must be outside. Bring your pets inside, check on friends, family, and neighbors. Use extreme caution throughout. As the week progresses, the opportunity for ice and snow to fall and refreeze is significant. Use extreme caution when traveling, as road conditions may be hazardous, and certainly slow down. And I'll say it again, slow down. There's a chance of precipitation on Thursday evening and Friday morning, and we might even possibly receive some effects from a nor'easter this weekend. Thank you to everyone who prepared before the storm and stayed off the roads while crews worked to remove snow and ice. If you didn't prepare as much as you think you should have, take that time now to update your emergency kits, identify items you wish you had, and add those to your kits. And after we thaw out for a bit, emergency management will conduct an after-action review with our partner agencies. This review will provide our staff and responding agencies with an opportunity to identify areas for improvement, what worked well, what can be done different, and what can be done differently during future weather events. Remember, we don't want you scared, we want you prepared. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director Larkin. Now, I'd like us to get an update from our Director of Streets and Roads, Rob Allen. So, Rob, welcome to the podium.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to be brief. We are still continuing to work ranked roads in the snow plan. Crews are working extended hours, including in the overnight. I do want to thank the State Department of Transportation. They have provided crews from districts 5, 7, and 11, London, Oldham County, Frankfort, and Louisville. So those crews are assisting us. We're doing pretty good on equipment and supplies, and as I said, we've worked downtown to open up ADA ramps with the contractor and parking spaces. We will continue to do so throughout the rest of the week, and our focus also is on Thursday collection areas for waste. We've moved some crews and assets there to try to facilitate that. And, as Director Larkin said, if you're out and about, please slow down, give crews time to work as we touch up certain roads. For example, right now we're working on turn lanes on Man of War, trying to expand those and add the extra lanes. So we'll continue at it, and hopefully these temperatures won't get as bad as they were, or we won't get any more snow for a while. But if we do, we'll handle it. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Allen. So I want to ask Assistant Chief Sam Murdoch to give us a police update. He is here representing Chief Lawrence Weathers, and he'll let us know what the latest is from our police folks. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Lexington Police Department has been working around the clock responding to weather-related calls during this challenging winter storm. We will continue to ensure officers are available to respond to weather-related incidents and all calls for service. During this winter weather event from Saturday, January 24th, around 2 p.m. through today, January 28th to 10 a.m., the Lexington Police Department has responded to 11 injury collisions, 91 non-injury collisions, 264 motorist or citizens assist. We provided 37 escorts and responded to 98 traffic hazards. We want to thank the community for heeding the warnings and limiting travel during this period. We would have seen many more significant numbers if you had not stayed off the roadways. As we recover from the storm, please keep in mind, roadways remain slick due to the nature of this storm, seeing multiple forms of participation, including significant icing. The extremely low temperatures create challenges with snow and ice removal on the roadways. And be mindful of refreezing that is occurring. Please continue to slow down, as many have mentioned, as surfaces remain slick, making it harder to control or stop your vehicle. Increase the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. Don't crowd snow plows or travel beside snow removal equipment. And as we begin to get back on the roads, clear all vehicle windows and mirrors of snow and ice before driving, as well as build up ice and snow on your vehicle. We always ask that please do not call 911 for road condition updates. You can find the latest on the city snow removal, delays and closings, and view the live traffic cameras at lexington.gov/snow updates. Continue to check on your neighbors, especially those who are vulnerable or having difficulty during this extreme cold period. If you need assistance or see someone who does, please call 859-258-3600 or in an emergency, 911. Our community has and will continue to work together and look out for one another. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Murdoch. Our Fayette County Sheriff's Office has been very busy, and they are, as you know, operating their winter care program, and Sheriff Kathy Witt is here today to give us an update on her response. Welcome.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is really a good day when the sun is out and there's traffic flowing down the street here and not having any trouble in getting around. And so as I stand before you today, I am overwhelmed, as I told our staff this morning, with gratitude. Grateful that our team always shows up. They come prepared. They've prepared their families. They've worked long hours, 12, 14 hours, some 16 hours. Those that live out of county have found ways to stay in county so that they can keep doing the work that's hard sometimes to do, the work that's a challenge sometimes to do, but the work that's always worth it. And that's what we talk about. And so we've had a lot of wow moments in the last few days with all the different transportation runs that we've made to get folks to the medical industry. And just real quickly, I'm just going to share a couple with you. We had some grandchildren call and said our grandfather is in hospice at one of the local hospitals, and we've been called stating that he is probably in his final phase here on earth. We can't get out. Would you take us to the hospital? And we did. We had a military veteran who we worked with last year to take him to a medical appointment at the VA. A call, he actually personally called the deputy that made the run last year. The deputy reached out to him last year, gave him his business card, and put his personal cell phone number on the back and said, if you ever need anything, call me. He couldn't get through at the sheriff's office. The phones were ringing nonstop. And so he called the deputy and he said, I need to get my chemotherapy appointment. Could you help me? I couldn't get through at the office. And the deputy said, yes, I will. And we took him to the VA for that appointment. And then yesterday, a lady called and said, my mother passed during the night in a skilled nursing facility. And we may have taken that employee that stayed with her mom that night before. And she said, I need to go and want to go to be with her before the funeral home call comes for her. Would you take me? And we did. The deputy waited out front. I said, stay there as long as it takes, so that the one person who took her was the same person who brought her home. And so I'm overwhelmed to be able to do this work and to live in this community. This community always shows up doing the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sheriff, for your update. Now, Fayette County Public Schools Transportation Director Darren Morris is with us, and I know the schools are very busy plowing because I saw them out this morning, so we'd like to hear an update from Darren. Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Good morning. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. First want to express that our concern for students and staff and families in the community, and we hope that you all are warm and well-fed and safe. We'll continue to make decisions about school and whether or not we'll be open, closed, or on an NTI in a day-to-day decision. Usually those decisions will be made between 2 and 5 p.m., but they could come sooner than that. We've had crews, fabulous crews, out checking our schools. Our maintenance department is fantastic. They've been in all the buildings checking and making sure that the buildings are functioning correctly, that the heat's on, that we have no pipes that have burst or, water leaks or anything along those lines that would cause some concerns. Our grounds crews have been out. They're addressing schools. We have to take them one by one. The snow and the ice is significant, so it's difficult to get through and bust that up. I'm sure that anyone that's been trying to clear at their own home is encountering the same issues, and you magnify that by a school campus, it becomes, quite a lot. So we have all hands on deck in regards to doing that and doing the best job that we can to clearing that. We're focusing primarily on the bus lanes at the schools initially, and the parent drop-off lanes, and then we'll move into parking areas as well. But there's a significant amount of snow and ice to remove on the campuses. We began digging out in the transportation terminals as well. I think digging out is appropriate. I used to be school principal, and I had some teachers that they like to snow dance. So if they're watching today, I'd appreciate if they could do a sun dance, because the sun would benefit us more than anything. And today's been a beautiful day with sunshine, but we need continued warmth and sunshine to be able to alleviate this and move through it. But in terms of, making school decisions, those will come. I expect that the decision will come soon for today, and that we'll continue to communicate with families through the appropriate channels that have been designated before. If you want specific information regarding the school system and those decisions, you can go to fcps.net/weather. And then while we have the NTI going on as well, if you've encountered any issues, our technology help desk number is available for students and families if they need help. And that number is 859-422-5555. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Darren. As you can see, the school system is quite busy, as are the rest of the folks in the city. Now, last but certainly not least, I'd like to invite Chief Jason Wells to the podium. I was going to say, speaking of busting things up, you don't usually bust things up, but I know that you have a great report to update us, and then we'll move on to the next. Welcome.
Well, thank you all. I just want to reiterate what's been said. We really want to thank Lexington. The residents here heeded our suggestions. They stayed in, and that really lessened the number and severity of traffic issues and collisions that we experienced. From Saturday to Monday, the Lexington Fire Department responded to approximately 600 emergency calls, and that's actually about our average. As you may expect, many of those were weather-related. We had utility cutoffs from frozen pipes and strains and sprains from overexertion, a few collisions, and a few carbon monoxide runs. We did keep people staffed in the Emergency Operations Center, as Director Larkin mentioned, and that was a great partnership for us. At the request of Kentucky Emergency Management, the Lexington Fire Department sent 7 members of our Wildland Task Group to Monroe County, along with members of the Richmond and Versailles Fire Departments, to assist with tree removal and debris removal to help gain access to individuals who were cut off. I just learned earlier today that those folks will be on their way back this afternoon, and we're thankful for their work down there. We were able to staff a couple of small 4x4 units on Saturday to handle lower acuity runs, and that kept larger apparatus available for more significant calls. And we're continuing to work with the LFUCG and our public safety partners to really try to push out some very important safety messages. We are pushing out messages on social media and through traditional media, emphasizing the safety of limiting travel still, preventing carbon monoxide situations, safe heating practices, how to keep your pipes from freezing, maintaining access for first responders, and something that we've pushed out recently is an encouragement for everyone to stay off the ice. Very rarely in Kentucky will ice ever reach the thickness that it's actually safe to walk on, and I'm sad to say that we recently saw a tragedy, I think, down in Texas, where some individuals were on the ice and lost their life. We don't want to see that here, so please keep your young ones off the ice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chief Wells. Now, you know, we still have, many have talked about the dangerously cold temperatures that are with us and going to continue with us for a while. And this presents special challenges for our unhoused population. So I would like to invite Commissioner of Housing Advocacy and Community Development, Charlie Lanter, to the podium to give us an update from his perspective on our homeless population. Welcome, Charlie.
The worst is not over for our folks who have nowhere to go. While the snow presents challenges and logistical barriers, it's the cold that kills. And so our system and our process continues to work in the same level of speed and urgency with which we've been working all weekend. We will be shifting operations a little bit. We are enormously grateful to Catholic Action Center on Industry Road. They have served as a sort of centralized intake and triage for our homeless system, including getting people to shelters and hotels and other needs. They are wrapping that up this morning, and we are shifting to a different operation. During the day, our homeless folks who don't have a shelter or other place to go will be able to go to New Life Day Center, which is open 8:30 to 4:30. They normally have shortened hours on the weekend, but they're going to stay open the full time. And then for the evenings, we will have Lighthouse Ministries, which is only about a block or two down the street. They will be open each night starting at 6 p.m., closing at 7 a.m. the following morning, so the folks could head over to New Life. They provide lunch and dinner, and they are doing this, and we are just enormously grateful. We are so thankful for these organizations. These are folks who, like police, like fire, like plow drivers, when this stuff happens, this is their hardest day of the year, not their easiest. And so I think now is the time to take care of the caregivers. Our shelters and organizations are tapped out. They've used all of their funds, their socks, their blankets, their food. Folks who want to help out, there are lots of ways you can give back. If you talk to those organizations and those shelters, they particularly have had to put people in hotels unexpectedly, and that's drained their resources. So we really appreciate Lexington stepping and building around those and helping them replenish after they've gone through this. We do have outreach out still. we think most folks are in at this point, but you still have folks who go back out. And so our outreach is available at 859-551-8053 if you need to report someone who has nowhere to go and needs somewhere to go. Our shelters are full with, the occasional bed here and there as folks come and go, but so we do recommend calling before you send someone or before showing up there, just to make sure that it's the right place and that they have space available at that time. So other than that, things have held relatively well. Again, we cannot stress that our folks are not out of the woods. The cold is the real killer here, and that's going to continue. And so all of these services that I'm talking to in our winter weather plan, all that's continuing until Monday morning, because we are going to be cold at least through then. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Lanter. Before I close, a couple more things, but what you see up here is people who are responding to this storm, and each of them represents a total of hundreds of others who are on the teams doing this work also. So I cannot thank each of you enough for all of your employees who are doing this work, because we all know we got to do it together, and that makes it work. One other item, I have continued the suspension of the ordinance, which requires people to shovel their walks within 24 hours of the storm. It's not practical for many people to get out. It's not safe. So we will continue that suspension until we feel it's safe for people to get out and shovel their walks. Now, tomorrow, I will deliver my 8th State of the City County address. And really, what this storm has shown us big time is the state of our city is very strong. And we're working at it together and taking care of each other. So at this time, I will welcome any questions. We have a lot of expertise up here. Does anyone have any questions from the media? Yes.
I do. We've heard anecdotally from a lot of viewers who commend the work on the main roads, but say they're still iced in or snowed into their neighborhoods, maybe bringing up some deja vu from last year. Do you feel like this year's response has been more effective than last year?
Well, let me answer that, and then I'll ask Director Allen if he wants to add anything. We've added more trucks, more plows, more contractors, so we do have a bigger, better response. What we have is ice. I mean, people need to understand this. If you've gone out and tried to shovel, many people tell us they were able to shovel the snow, now they're left with a coating of ice. Our trucks are the same way. It's a very difficult storm that we've had, mainly because of the ice. And I'll let Rob Allen add anything if he wants to. Do you have anything to add to that?
Well, the additional equipment certainly helped us get, as you mentioned, the main roads. And today we're having to focus on the side roads. And we've had folks from, Parks helping us the entire time, actually from Saturday until yesterday. Everyone can pretty much get where they need to go. They may not be as thrilled at the speed or anything like that, but certainly we have been addressing work orders for problems. We're not trying to get every road, but for example, our overnight crew took care of 50 calls for service last night. So, we are addressing these things, and as the mayor said earlier, we're not trying to get every street, so folks need to plan accordingly.
Do you have an approximate time frame for when you will be able to touch on most of the cycles?
That's probably a no.
Yeah.
These people have been working 24/7, and they just continue to plow and clear.
Yeah, our plan is designed for basically a 2 to 4 inch snow. So we got about 2 inches of sleet and a quarter inch of ice, which makes it extremely difficult to, treat. We do have a lot of beat heat. We just got a tanker in today.
Good.
So we're using that more and more salt brine. And, what we can't get up with a plow, we'll treat with chemicals.
People just need to be patient because they continue to make progress. And, you know, we had, almost half a foot of snow plus that ice, so they just keep working at it. Yes.
I don't know if you want to explain a little bit more what you mean by we're not trying to get every street, because I think that might be concerning to folks at home who live on those ranks 4 and 5. And then further, I know you talked on Friday about some of the changes we made ahead of the storm, and if you could speak to how effective you feel.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Changes made ahead of the storm, as far as pre-treating.
Yeah, you said there's more emphasis on pre-treating, and then we talked about some extra contractors.
Yeah. We certainly, we added 3 tanker trucks to the fleet this year, so we had 7 trucks out pre-treating. We actually were able to get almost every ranked road with some brine down ahead of time, and that was a big help because it breaks that bond. As far as treating every road, we've gone around and around about this. We just don't have the resources. It's not fiscally capable of doing every road, and the plan is designed to have folks roughly within a half mile of a treated road. I know everybody says, well, we all pay taxes, and that's true. But, you know, we try to do as many roads as we can with the resources we have. A lot of them are resources permitting, and certainly we do have the resources now, and we are getting back into the neighborhood roads. But no, we're not trying to get every street. We're actually we've added Fayette County school bus routes, so that was an additional almost 300 miles, I believe, which was an addition from last year.
What else? Yes.
As our small businesses are reopening here, we know that some of their parking spaces have been covered from snow from the plows. Can they call somebody to get a plow to return, to open up their parking spaces, or is there any help for small businesses?
Are you talking about along the road, not in the parking lot?
Along the roads.
Yeah, I think right now, if I might speak for you, Director Allen, our plows are concentrating on roads. And many people, it's not quite the same on a street, but many people understood with their driveways to, if they could get out and clear the left-hand edge of the driveway, they wouldn't get blocked in by snow, and many people have done that. It's a challenge, and I don't know of any city who can cover every single road in their district. And this is a big challenge. A lot of people have been getting out themselves and doing some shoveling when they can. Yeah. What else?
Just for clarification, for clearing the roads, is it ranks tiers? The Richmond Road side of town, I'm hearing from some of our viewers, you know, those roads aren't looking too great. Richmond Road Monday, it was completely covered, looks better now, but you have roads like Dosa, Mount Tabor that are awful. So are they ranked tiers? How do you guys prioritize those roads?
I'll ask Director Allen to speak to the ranks.
Well, road rankings are based upon traffic count and facilities. And you speak of Richmond Road, well, we only treat that to the inside of New Circle. And then after that, the state picks up. And they may have a different set of priorities. For example, I know they concentrated a lot of resources on the interstate here in Fayette County. You know, you say roads are awful, people are driving on them. So they could improve, but they're not impassable. And I think folks need to be realistic with the amount of ice and the conditions. You know, driving's going to be slower. It's going to be difficult. If you are approaching a hill or shaded area, you need to be aware of black ice or possible refreezing. So I think a lot of it's about expectations, and certainly we understand folks' frustrations. You know, getting back in school, getting trash picked up, getting to businesses, talking about small businesses. If it is an issue, if someone is snowed in, they can make a report to Lex Call, and we will see. But, you know, it'll be, we can't do it on demand, but certainly we are very concerned about getting those businesses back open. We appreciate the fact that they listened to us and they closed. So we'll do everything we can to accommodate them.
Can you talk a little bit about what ranks have been, some of the ones that have been, other than rank 1?
Well, we certainly, rank 1s and 2s, as was mentioned, look pretty good. They're open, a lot of times curb to curb. We've got crews that, you know, we call it touching up, opening turn lanes up on some of the bigger roads. Right now, we're addressing a lot of the 3s and 4s, the neighborhood roads. We don't typically use a rank system anymore. We switched to a route. But unfortunately, when it keeps on snowing, as it did for like 30 hours, we got to keep going back to those main roads. And it's based upon, as I said, facilities and traffic count. The water treatment plant out in the county, the one on Richmond Road, our dialysis clinics, our hospitals and things like that. We emphasize those first, and then we branch out from there.
All right, what else? Anything else? All right, thank you all very much for being here, and thanks to our team.